What's happening, family? Definitely gonna have to have a conversation about these planets in retrograde. So normally everybody's always talking about Mercury in retrograde, but what about if Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Mars, Chiron, and Jupiter are in retrograde? So this particular video is going to be about retrograde, astrology, dark forces, and you. All right. So, tell you a little quick story right after we get in some prayer, because you're going to need it. So I would share this video if I was you. Abdul Kul Tafalatat, Wabazung, Gamafaragun, Shalel Kalum. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. I am one with all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all, as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. Istanje Elaku. So check this out. Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. You should get your pen and your pad for this one. Yes, thank you for sharing, and press 2 if you've already shared it. So I'm going to just pretend I'm you looking at this. And you've been looking at things going around your life, and things have been going kind of sideways. Not totally batshit or completely AWOL, but you getting some momentum, but you can't really like feel a breakthrough, and you feel like maybe something's holding you up. And you might say it's a situation, it's a boo, it's an ex, it's whatever, right? And but actually it's what you don't know that's got you jacked up. You feel what I'm saying? And what you don't know can get you jacked up. So some things I choose, like I don't care about a lot of newspaper stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I got a circle of protection around me to keep me straight from sideways thing happening. But if I didn't have that particular protection around me, I would always be on the look, and I can't concentrate, right? So recently, Jasmine Aten from One Ritual Away, Let's Talk Magic, was like, yo, let's do a video on all these retrogrades coming up. Thanks everybody for coming through. What up, Shanitra? What up, Karen? Latifah, how you doing? Laquita, Marlene, Tanya, and Susan. Peace, peace. What up, Karen? And if this is vibing with you, if this is making any sense to you, that things just ain't been copacetic lately, press 3, right? For like kind of odd. If you've seen some odd things going on lately, press 3. So I was like, yeah, I knew Mercury retrograde was coming into, I know Mercury went into its retrograde on the 7th, right? And on the 26th, it goes, actually the retrograde everybody's talking about. So everybody thinks Mercury retrograde is going to go retrograde on the 26th, like moving backwards. And it will. However, it's already in the shadow, meaning it's slowing down. So when she said, well, what about all these other planets? I was like, well, let me go look first. So I went and looked today, right? And I have tons of tools, but sometimes I got so many tools, I'm just working other different things in my laboratory. So today and yesterday, I started like doing a repivot, like switching around my dry erase boards and stuff like that. And I went to my calendar, right? So let me show you my calendars. So this is my Planet Watcher calendar. And like every month, it shows me what's going on, right? So since I know what the planets are, I can tell that right there on the 9th, Venus is going into Virgo. On the 5th, Jupiter's going direct. On the 12th is the sun's going into Saturn. The sun's going into Cancer. So on is, no, there's a solar eclipse in Cancer on the 12th. So on and so forth, right? So, it gives me a map of everything that's going on. You can go to planetwatcher.com. Look on there, go up to the top where it says calendar. You can get this one. They got some other stuff for you, shows your conjunctions. But then they give you, this is the first year that they've given this one out, right? What up, Shelly Rowe? So This one shows like where the planets are going to go retrograde. So normally everybody's always talking about Mercury going retrograde, right? But look, Venus goes retrograde. Goes retrograde in Libra. Mars retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn. Saturn's going retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto's going retrograde in Capricorn. Neptune's going retrograde in Pisces. Uranus is going retrograde from Taurus back to Aries, right? So everybody's always focusing on this, but what about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other planets going into retrograde, right? And like this is like a little map they give you. And so where's my if you take, okay, here we go. If I take this line and we're like at the end of August, look at all that yellow that's hitting the yellow. Look at all those lines hitting the yellow paper. Like everybody's in retrograde except for Venus right now. Venus doesn't go into retrograde until October, right? So there's Venus. See, there's Venus right there. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. All of these jokers right now here in July, everybody's in retrograde except for Venus. And then that line starts in August. So you're like, what the hell does all that mean? The average person does not like to go backwards. They want everything to go forward because you Western people, especially, well, white and black people, you think everything's supposed to be nice and sweet and love and light, and I can just go forward, and it's somebody else's fault if there's a bump or I'm not getting what I want, or it might be my fault. But you're under the planetary influences. Thanks everybody for joining. If you just got here, please press 2 and share the video. All right. So that was the picture depiction, and then this is the depiction of like what it looks like in real life, right? So the planets in yellow are my planets in my natal chart. The planets on the outside rim are the transiting planets, but everything that's purple is a retrograde planet. So I just moved them on the inside. So all of these, Jupiter, Chiron, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and Mercury. So these two are about to go retrograde. So they're in the shadow. So they're already retrograde. It's already happening. Jupiter just came out, but it's still in the shadow. And these are for 4.5 active planets, plus Chiron is the half. That's all in retrograde. So sometimes you have to sit your ass still to move forward. So I know Karen said sometimes you have to go back to move forward. Sometimes you have to sit still, right? But no, you don't want to. Nobody wants to go through anything, right? Good old spoiled human beings. You know, that's why I'm past the white black thing, unless it's, you know, something particular that I see that, you know, is white or black in nature, right? So, bam, which comes to this right here. Now look how I take this and lay this on top of the astrology piece. Because today a friend of mine was like, yo, I think I'm going to order this book. This DADA, we call it DADA, Defense Against the Dark Arts. DADA. So you call it evil, but it's really not evil. It's just you don't know about it. But there's a defense against the dark arts. This book is normally $300. I bought this 3 or 4 years ago, and my life ain't been the same since. And yeah, it was $300. It was the first time I paid that much for a book ever. $300. I was like, what? Let me sure I think it is. You're just like, what? $300? What? Right. And it's volume 1. So today, well, this weekend, actually, it's been on sale most of this week and this weekend. And it's 50% off until midnight tonight over at tybro.com, right? So somebody's going to find the link, I'm sure, Shelly Rowe or somebody, and put the link. So go to type, you could just go to Google and type in Ty Rowe, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and hit enter, and you'll see this book. And the code is FS50 for 50% off. I tell every beginner who's on the spiritual path, I wish I would have had this. I paid $300. When I finished reading it, I was like, yeah, I would have paid $1,000 for that. I would have paid $500 to $1,000. Today, I know good and well I would pay $3,000. If I lost this and I had to get another one, I'd pay $3,000. So, absolutely. So a lot of people are like, I'm not spending that much money on no book. Well, what if you don't know how to defend yourself against the dark arts? Because crystals can't defend you against real dark arts. See, there's a difference between dark arts and dark energy. Like some old, we get caught up in saying, I'm going to put this crystal on, I'm going to put this crystal on. And the new age got you jacked up because they sold you on this ideal that a crystal can protect you from anything. And that's literally foolish. A crystal cannot protect you from a spell. A crystal cannot protect you from a whole lot of evil. Right? Some random stuff, a crystal can like enhance it. A crystal can soak up some negative energy coming from a person. That's just the regular stuff. But if somebody come at you and be like, yo, I'm getting ready to do something to you, or you got a whole bunch of chaos in your life, crystals can't clear it up. What's in this book taught me where darkness comes from. In this realm, not just on this planet, but on this realm. A lot of you get it jammed up because you keep thinking about this planet like it's the center of the universe, and it ain't, okay? Also, you also think that you only have one astrology chart. That's not true either, right? You got 3 astrology charts. One of the things that I love about this book is it shows me how to protect myself astrologically. There's 4 spells in here that you do every time the seasons change. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Every time the seasons change, I do a ritual from this book. And I put it right on top of my astrology chart. Yeah. Now, of course, I'm not going to show it to you because it take me too long. Plus, it's near the end of the book. Because if you don't understand where darkness comes from, you won't really understand why you're doing what you're doing. I like this book, and I highly recommend it to folks. While it's at 150, because I was like, I sent a text out to probably 15 people today. So if you got a text from me today saying, do you have this yet? Then you were one of 15 people. Now I was like, you should go and let more people find out. So today is Sunday. The sale's over at 12 o'clock. You get 50% off. If you've never spent more than $50 on a book or $100 on a book, you really ain't popping yet. I got some $1,000 books and some $3,000 books sitting over here. Right. When I write my first book, it's going to be $100. I am not writing a $20 book of my first effort to the world. Forget about it. I don't have to sell it to everybody. It's going to be $100. Period. Why did I show this and the astrology piece? Because I'm so happy and grateful that with all the stuff going on in retrograde, I don't have 3 things to worry about. You see what I'm saying? I don't have 3 things to worry about. I don't really have nothing to worry about because I got tools to go to help me protect myself and progress. Now let's go back to the chart real quick. A lot of you don't even know what retrograde means, okay? So I guess we just got to go back over here. Retrograde is moving backwards and then going straight again. But this piece, here we go. So look, from right here, from right here is where it starts. It starts to slow down, then it goes backward, then it goes forward. So there's 3 phases of a retrograde. 1, 2, 3. Not just the middle part. But the dumbass astrologers keep telling you that it's only a middle part. So look at Mercury. In 1 year, 1, 2, 3 retrogrades for Mercury. So it does it 3 times a year. So the next one, not in Sag. It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up here in Leo. No. Yeah. It's coming up in Leo. And we are right here. We like in this first line, like right there. See that? The 26 is right there. And then it's going to go backwards. And then it's going to go forward. So when it gets to this, when it gets here, that's called a station. And when it gets there, that's called a station. This is why when you get over here, they call them stations. Pay attention. So now I come down to Mercury retrograde, 23 degrees Leo on July 26th. That means it's moving backwards, right? That's where the station is at. But then the Mercury, wait a minute, it goes direct on August the 19th. So from July 26th to the 19th, it's going to be in this middle period right here. Okay? But guess what? Mars is going to be in retrograde. Jupiter's still going to be in the shadow. Saturn is going to be in retrograde. Pluto's going to be in retrograde. Neptune's going to be in retrograde. And Uranus is going to be in retrograde. Now, if you're overreacting right now and thinking that the end of... Oh, shucks. What's up, Rochelle? Come through the A. If you are now losing your mind because you think that Mercury retrograde is a terrible thing, it's not. It's not a terrible thing. You're just unprepared. And then eclipses. So the other day I posted about don't do rituals the day before, the day of, and the day after an eclipse. Because these dark forces that's out here that you don't know about, we're talking about institutionalized racism. That's the stupidest thing somebody could say, because now you're getting distracted because you think it's a person when it's actually a force. It's an entity. You know, I call it the sinister, but it's not the white man. It ain't really got a personage that you can put to it. Peace, Universal Queen. What's up, Carmen? So if you and they choose eclipses to come in and do some real savage rituals. Savage. Right. So you do not know magic at a high level. So since you don't know magic at a high level, why would you engage when dark forces are doing savagery, doing eclipses? The high-end dark magicians are doing some really crazy stuff. So why would you get mixed up in that? And then let some of that fall on you. But that's what they want. They want folks to just say, I'm going to do my ritual right now. Okay. Oh, it's an eclipse. It's a perfect time. Let me look into it. I'm going to do this. And then they catch your ass slipping. And then you fall up under their influence. And you're doing their negativity. If you understand this so far, where I'm telling you about eclipses and why you should not participate the day before, the day after, and the day before, the day of, the day after, press 4 if you understand. If you're clear on what I'm telling you, press 4. Eclipses are not to be effed with. Okay? That's if all the planets was going straight. If all the planets was going direct, eclipses shouldn't be played with. But now, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets doing a retrograde, why would I want to get caught up in the energy of these jokers pulling me and telling me to do one thing, and then I'm going to get jacked up in somebody else's ritual? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, my fault. But you know why it makes sense sometimes? because people are hard-headed, and then you have to be careful who you are listening to. So for me, you can say, well, then why should we listen to you? Because I used to be you. I used to not listen to nobody and go out there and do silly shit, and so I can learn for myself and then delay the things that are supposed to be coming to me. I ain't no longer delaying the things that are supposed to be coming to me no more. Nope. I'm going to pay attention, follow the rules from those wiser than myself, and since I've been doing it, I can experience a super change in my life, especially the 3 or 4 years since I've been rocking with this. Let me see what is the date? 2014. So it's been in September. This book will be 4 years old. I got it as soon as it came out, and I've been practicing, especially them rituals on every cusp, ever since December 21st, 2014. That right. I don't go nowhere. Like this year, somebody wanted me to go somewhere like on the day I was supposed to do the ritual. I said, as soon as I finish the ritual, we can leave. They had to wait like 9 hours for me to wait for the sun to move into Cancer. Then I was like, let's go. Just plain and simple, right? I highly suggest this book, especially at 150. And I ain't getting no profit off of it. Nobody's paid me to say, oh, you should go tell this, and bruh, you ain't got to do it. But I got 4 or 5 people who got $150 right now who didn't know about this, who gonna thank me in a month. Because you can read this. Yo, when I read this, I had to stop going to my homecoming. Because like I could see the savagery around that I was involved with that I didn't know about. And I read this when I got this when I was 44 years old. Right. And I have been studying a long time. Can somebody please repost the link for those who just came in. And if you did just come in, thank you for sharing. Press 2 if you shared this video. So much of my life changed because I was participating in dark arts and did not know about it. Just out here happy-go-lucky. And and a lot of times when darkness gets you, they still want you to think you popping because they don't want you to die. They want you to keep doing stuff so they can keep eating off your energy. So if you keep working, but I'm eating off of 40% of your energy, but you used to operate off of 40%. Now you operating at 60, you think you're doing something. You feel me? But you ain't doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. So I'm really glad nobody has asked me, why is this book so much? How much is it worth to you to know the root of where dark forces come from? Y'all listen to my radio. How many of y'all listen to Trill Alchemy Radio? This is the trillest thing I can give you today. Trill Alchemy. You want to be an alchemist? Then you're going to have to get some materials. You're going to have to break some bread. At Rabe, why do you think she went to Brazil to see John of God? You think that was a free trip? No, you can't be an alchemist just watching YouTube videos. So you may be watching me as a video, but you ain't no alchemist. You start taking some action. So I'm trying to tell you one of the tools that you need. I don't really call this a book. It's a tool. How many of you, do you have tools? Because your crystals can't protect you. I'm going to repeat over and over again. These crystals can't protect you. Can somebody post the link again while I show the cover of the book? It's called The Defense Against the Dark Arts. If you type in Defense Against the Dark Arts, Tybro, Tybro, it'll pop right up. So for those of you, thank you, Karen. For those of you who cutting corners and is like, I ain't paying for that. You know what? That's okay too. You can keep walking around doing what you're doing. But like I said, I know 4 or 5 people who got $150. I know 4 or 5 people got $300. Somebody gonna watch this. It's gonna be Sunday after 12 o'clock. They gonna be like, damn. Guess what? Go pay the $300. Still get the book, yo. Still get it, no matter what. Make this a priority, because especially if you got kids in your house, if you feel like you're getting attacked from somebody, if you feeling the need to get something really off of you, like this has got multiple ways to get stuff off of you, but that's like in the latter part of the book. In the first part, it's just giving you the history and about where dark forces come from. So if you, I guess you want to call this this is more like a tool. I'm putting two tools together. Y'all seen me use this before, right? This is a tool I use to tell the weather, to forecast the weather, my own weather. Hey, get back up there. So yeah, this is because everything in the yellow is my planets. So I know that I have this Mercury retrograde is about to be happening in my 11th house. See? No, I mean in my 12th house. I'm about to have a Mercury retrograde in my 12th house. I also know that, who's this up here? Uranus is about to go retrograde from my 9th house to my 8th house. He's about to go backwards and come back over here to Aries. Right. So I know that Taurus has got something to do with money, and I know that Uranus has to do with sudden changes, evolution. But he's about to go backwards. And so everybody, what's that mean? What's that mean? Your chart don't look like mine. And so he's going to affect everything that I have in Taurus. So everybody who is a Taurus, you're going to feel this in the face. Everybody who's got Mercury or Saturn in Taurus like I do, you're going to feel it. You only got Saturn in Taurus if you my age. You know what I'm saying? If you just a little older than me or a little younger than me, then that's the only way you're going to feel that. But a lot of people got Mercury in Taurus. You're going to feel that. Then Neptune and Pisces. So all my Pisces over here. Anybody that's got anything in Pisces, you're going to be feeling this Neptune retrograde over here. But what house? This is my 7th house. So if you want to get a consultation on how this affects you, especially for the upcoming year, what I have is a, could somebody type in coachkastrology.info? So I came up with something that shows what your year looks like, what your personal upcoming year looks like. Yeah. And what to do what. I'm thinking about putting it into a webinar, but this particular thing right here, I guess you could call it the Get Right, but it's a 1-year forecast of how to plan out your year, especially if you got a birthday coming. So if you're a Cancer, just had a birthday, or even a Gemini, Taurus for that matter, or a Leo coming up, and you want to know what do I do for my year, you should come and get one of these right here. So you'll know what this is. When to do what. All right? Just looking at it, you're just like, what the hell? But if you go to coachkastrology.info, book your session. If you scroll down, you'll see the one that says the 365 year. Every one of them now has a video to describe what every consultation I have is. Okay? I'm not going through this book with you. If you got it, I'll talk to you about it. But if you don't and you want to get a consultation, go over to coachkastrology.info, and especially with, like I said, with all these retrogrades popping off, bruh, you think I'm sitting there joking? Like, all right, watch this. Look at this. I got those 3 dry erase boards over there, and then I just made a whole new one. I'm transferring information over here. I'm not playing around. Life is images of the mind expressed. And I stay pretty organized, but this, like, there's my 60-day calendar, strictly for Kair. Right up with what the planets are doing. Right up to my planet watcher. Right up into my, I'm getting ready to go big right here. And then I'm getting ready to fill the rest of this out. I just put this up yesterday. Right. So anything you see me doing very soon, especially when it's concerning money, because as I'm watching, it's time for me to start teaching people about legacy building with their money. Right. I've done plenty of spiritual teaching. You got plenty of videos. And there's a lot of people teaching on spirituality, but not enough people teaching not enough people with spiritual backgrounds teaching about how to get money, how to get wealthy, how to start a business. So I'm gonna start helping my best with people to create businesses. How do you create businesses? A lot of you say you have a business, but you don't have business credit. You don't have lines of credit. You don't have a DUNS number. You don't have, like, it's possible for you to have $100,000 in business credit by December, by Christmas, even with all this stuff going on. So, because it takes dough to make bread, all right? So, you're like, damn, you talked about dark forces, eclipses, astrology, rituals, magic, and money in the same video, bruh, or sis, excuse me. So, please take this seriously. I didn't mean to be on here this long. Pay close attention to just a replay if you got to go back and watch that. If anybody has any questions, please post this. What was the number one thing that you took from this video? Please type that in too, because we're getting ready to end it in prayer. CoachKAstrology.info if you need to book a session. Anybody who already has got a consultation from me before, inbox me first so I can give you a coupon code for $50 off. All people who return to me, you get $50 off any service that you come back to for life. So if you already got a reading, like a full chart reading, and now you just want to come back and get the yearly joint done, inbox me first so I can give you the code for $50 off. If you want to take my astrology course, inbox me so I can give you the code for take $50 off. That's if you've already had some type of consultation. This is, dealing with your integrity. Don't inbox me talking about, let me get the code, and we ain't never done business together, right? I take care of my people take care of me. I take care of my people. How many lines of credit do you have, Tanya? You got a DUNS number. How many lines of credit do you have? Do you have $50,000 line? Do you have $50,000 worth of credit in your business? Do you have $100,000? Can you pin the site? Regina is right above. It's right above. Oh, there it is. Okay, so please let me know what was the most helpful for you in this video. What you take away from it? So please don't forget the Tybro website and the Defense Against the Dark Arts. I did all the other astrology piece because I just wanted to make it super relevant. So all these planets are in retrograde. We just had an eclipse. Yes, Jokers was trying stuff. If you want to be protected, if you got a family, then this should be like right there in the house. All right. Okay. Appreciate it. 0 lines. Okay, Tanya, we're gonna have to talk. You need more than 0. You should have 10 to 20 lines of credit. You can set that up, right? I think I'm gonna just go over here and do a video on my Print Your Own Money group right quick and talk to y'all about it one-on-one first, so y'all can listen to what I'm saying. Okay. Anna Bakor, Gijalaki Menka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nagibor, Deshaya Kadeka, Kavava Shamra, Barkham Tarum, Rakame, Dazi Kateka, Tamid Gamlin, Kasin Kadosh, Bararuf, Tufka, Nahelada Teka, Yakit Gehalam, Chapanez, Ukreka, Tushka Teka, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Dazakatanu, Yodea Talamot, Baruk Shem, Kovo Makuto, Lalam Vaed. The book recommendation. Yes, I would make a move on that. So, thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate y'all, and I'm going to holler at you. If you're in the Print Your Own Money course group, just come over there. We can do a quick video real quick. All right? All right, peace.